Welcome to Little Bighorn Treasure Hunting Sources Part 55. And please remember our website, www.littlebighorntreasurehunting.com. Now this is a continuation of the government purchasing 1,000 newly developed Winchester 1873 models in caliber .44 Winchester centerfire, a lever action repeating rifle or carbine, and depending on the barrel length, capable of being loaded with 9 or more cartridges quite rapidly and shooting even faster. The purchase from Winchester had to be approved by President Grant, who told the Secretary of State Hamilton Fish, right here, who served from March 12th, 1869 to March 12th, from March 12th, 1877, the full term of President Grant's time as president. The Secretary of War, William Belknap, served from October 25th, 1869 to March 2nd, 1876. And that was the beginning of the harsh military action against the free-roaming hunting bands on the Great Sioux Reservation, promised them in the 1868 Fort Laramie Treaty, ending the Red Cloud Wars. The successor to Belknap was Alphonso Taft, March 8th through 1876 to May 22nd, 1876, when he became the United States Attorney General, until March 4th, 1877. The newly appointed Secretary of War was J. Donald Cameron, May 22nd, 1876 to March 4th, 1877, the end of Grant's term as president. What I find interesting is all these Secretaries of War happened about the time when Custer was leaving Fort Abraham Lincoln to strike west for the Little Bighorn campaign. From everything I've read so far, the Army knew all along the Indians would be near Greasy Grass, Little Bighorn to the Sioux, or Little Sheep's Creek to the Cheyenne, as shown on Black Horse's Custer carbine, that he took from Samuel Staples' Company I, killed at the Little Bighorn. It would be assumed that both Secretary of State Belknap, who stepped down because of corruption with the Indian agents, traders, and Fort Sutlers, President Grant's brother Orville was also implicated by Custer in this, and it created a major Washington scandal. This campaign was planned full well knowing about the arms sale in Washington, D.C. This was a total failed attempt to get the Black Hills from the Indians with bribery. What the heck? Guns were better than metal pots, knives, beads, and diseased blankets for the dumb Indians, they must have thought, I guess. I don't know. The secretaries also knew how the many Indians were well armed and had developed some reliable trade sources. For centuries, the yellow iron, gold, had no value to the Indians' way of life. White quartz rocks were much more important in their spiritual life. And when Americans came, the Indians quickly learned the value of gold, and with buffalo robes traded for good repeating guns and walk-on water, which is holy water, fire water, alcohol, spirits. Americans went crazy for the gold. Watch video 33 for the walk-on symbol. They knew what kind of enemy that their army was going to have to face. They knew of the Fetterman massacre and the wagon box fight, when the Indians' weapons were, with the exception of a few, antiquated or could be best called prehistoric. Videos 27 and 50. Now the Indians in a short time procured the most modern guns available with the help of our government. Asking Many Roads how many of the Winchesters he had seen, he replied it was less than 10. So that means if the story is true, There are 990 yet to surface for us to find. Looking in the serial number range from 4,000 to 6,500, I found another first model 1873 rifle. And that rifle is serial number 5899, according to Winchester records, was received in warehouse July 17th, 1875, shipped from warehouse July 19th, 1875, order number 3528. This Winchester has the warrior's name, Pine, in Togia, clearly marked. And he is documented with riding with the Great War Chief Two Moons. Both were Northern Cheyennes. And here you can see that mark. And here's what the mark looks like. And here is history recording and showing that Pine, a Northern Cheyenne, was there at the Little Bighorn. Also, I found a Winchester first model 1873. Now, this one I knew was out of the serial range, but I could see the writing on it right here. And I sent pictures to Many Roads, and he told me that the name on it was Blue Horse. And this Winchester, serial number 10,125, according to Winchester's records, shows received in the warehouse October 7th, 1875, order number 5738. And this rifle does bear the name of Blue Horse. More than one Blue Horse was at the Battle of the Little Bighorn. The Oglala chief Blue Horse was the first to touch the pen on the 1868 Fort Laramie Treaty. I believe serial number 10,125 might be the higher end of 1873s that could have possibly made their way to the Little Bighorn battlefield from the gun-trading Slotus, Metis, and unscrupulous white traders. And that would have been by June 25th, 1876, the day of the battle. All three of the Winchester rifles in videos 54 and 55 have different shipping dates and order numbers, and two are in the believed serial number range. No similar history has been apparent, not showing anything to make a circumstantial case for the Winchester purchase of 1,000 guns. But I was blessed with three pretty darn cool 1873s with Indian and I believe Little Bighorn history. Well, we're not done. I needed some quality help to continue. Watch video 56 for the rest of the story. God bless. Thanks for watching.